The 49ers are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
Let's go to Adam Schefter now, who's got more to say about the Browns' latest pick.
He was a dominant receiver in college and deservedly won the Heisman after a very impressive season. He's the kind of receiver that defenses would double team, and yet they still couldn't slow him down. He's not the big man on campus anymore now that he's been drafted, but I still feel comfortable in saying I think you're going to hear his name called quite a bit on Sundays.
Bills just made their pick. Adam, what can you tell us about him?
Well, there isn't much to say other than this kid was born to run. He's the spitting image of his father, a nationally ranked sprinter in several major events, and highly recruited by every major college. However, unlike his dad, he chose to pursue a career in football, and so far that decision is paying off. He may not be gold medal fast, but he has the speed and quickness to cause fits for the opposing team. He's the type of player you like to see out in the open field where he can make moves a lot of other players can't. The coaches are going to love having his speed at their disposal.
All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
After a string of injuries his junior year and what looked like more of the same his senior year, he made the decision to leave the team. It was a difficult choice to make, but after consulting with the trainers and coaches, it seemed like the best long-term option. His body needed more time to heal from past injuries, and opting out of his senior year helped him make a complete recovery in preparation for the draft. So even though there wasn't a lot of recent tape on him, he did put on a good show at the Combine, convincing scouts he hadn't lost a step. Some teams were concerned with his competitiveness after foregoing that final year of eligibility, but at least one team was confident enough to pick him up. Now we'll see if this team can keep him healthy and on the field.
Lions have just made Cox their guy. Let's hear more about him from Adam.
At the Combine, he finished toward the bottom in every drill among offensive linemen. A lot of scouts expected him to have a redeeming pro day, but that didn't happen either. In fact, he even tested worse in his bench press in 3 cone drills. In a class of linemen like this, I thought he would get lost and end up undrafted. But now that he's just been picked up, I'm curious to see where this team uses him this upcoming season.
The Rams are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock.
All right, team is now off the clock. Adam Schefter, can you tell us about their newest player?
He's a durable lineman who set a team record for consecutive starts, never missing a game throughout a decorated 4-year college career. Ross Tucker praised his footwork leading up to the Combine, where he did not disappoint, solidifying his position as the draft's top offensive line prospect. He has the potential to be the cornerstone of this offensive line for years to come and should provide consistent protection for a franchise quarterback. This is a great pick.
The Vikings are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock.
broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Tonight, we'll have the final 2 games of this kickoff weekend, and we begin with a great one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a young man, probably with some butterflies here. A lot of anticipation making his first NFL start. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 71 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the Stanford man. It's Andrew Luck.
I love everything about Andrew Luck's game, but I also love his worldliness. Some of his formative years were spent growing up outside of the United States. I think that's helped him when he came back, because now he's seen the world. I think that helped him mature a little bit as well.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Second down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. They go back to Riddick. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, there's no doubt the defense has to be excited after stacking up back-to-back running plays. But I still remember my old coaches saying, after you've had some success, you better be careful. They might have an answer for you. So make sure you watch your keys, play your techniques, and don't get overconfident.
They got his man complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
12 yards to go on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney able to drop it for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, here's Pat McAfee to kick it away. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Here we go with 2nd and 7.
Single. I got number 23. I got you, 23.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. And let's go through the starting defense for Indianapolis.
Vontae Davis is one of the strongest cornerbacks in the league. Equally adept at playing the run and the pass.
3rd down, the Colts beefing up the secondary. 6 defensive backs in the game. He'll look to throw. Going up top. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Swearinger. And they will set up shop. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. It's just...
The Browns are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock.
All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
There have been plenty of incredible moments in college football history, but rarely do you see a game end in a safety. Late in the fourth quarter, his team was down, and its opponent was trying to run out the clock. However, he came hard off the snap, demolished two blockers, and crashed down on the quarterback before he even had time to hand off the ball. That safety was enough to give them the win and send his draft stock soaring. His raw strength alone was enough for this team to take a chance on him, and we'll see if he can develop into a dominant defensive lineman.
The Packers are now on the clock.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
Coming into the season, several scouts had him ranked as the top linebacker prospect entering the draft, and what followed was a flurry of media attention. The constant distractions looked to have taken their toll on him as he struggled to put together consecutive strong performances throughout the entire season. This inconsistency had him all over the experts' draft boards on a week-to-week basis. Even Todd McShay wasn't immune to the ranking roller coaster, having him anywhere from the number 2 to the number 10 linebacker available. This pick will be looked at as a bit of a gamble until he's able to prove he has the mentality it takes to turn in great performances on a week-to-week basis.
The Texans are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock.
The Raiders are going with Harmon here.
One of this draft's toughest players, here's a guy who played the majority of his final collegiate season with a broken foot. Long suffering with plantar fasciitis in the affected foot, doctors discovered several hairline fractures across the first, second, and third metatarsals during a routine therapy session. Translation? His foot was essentially shattered. Recovery took months, and he used the time wisely, studying film of just about every NFL team and preparing for interviews. No surprise that he blew scouts and even a few GMs away with his knowledge of NFL offensive schemes. This is an intelligent, hard-nosed defensive back who's going to make his fair share of big plays before his professional career is over.
one.
America's finest city on about as fine a Sunday afternoon as you're ever going to see. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Houston Texans and the San Diego Chargers. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot, and that's caught inside the 35. They give him a gain of 38. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down. 2nd down here after the incomplete pass. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because, to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well. But that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here.